Hey, runners, happy Saturday. It is August 12th on a nice summer morning here in Phoenix. Temperature is 95. Yeah, 95 degrees, which really isn't too bad. We are getting close to the middle of August, and it's been one heck of a summer here. Uh, we did get rain though. What day was that? Tuesday morning. Power went out actually here at the house. Um, went on a run with a friend. We did like a 2 mile tempo run, and there was a little bit of thunder that morning and lightning just south of us. Uh, Weather report said that was going to miss us and head east, but it in fact came over us a little bit and rained on us for off and on for an hour. At times, a little bit hard, heavy rain for like 5 minutes, if that. Didn't get too much though. We got less than a tenth of an inch. So that was the extent of our rain. But officially, Phoenix has yet to get rain for the monsoon because the weather, the temperature, and the rain accumulation is all measured at the airport at Sky Harbor. So we are still yet to have any rain, and if we don't get rain on Monday the 14th, that'll be the longest stretch without rain for monsoon season at least. So crazy. Anyways, enough of the weather report. Thanks for watching the video. It was a great week. A really good run this morning. Saturdays is the day that I do like to do my longer runs. For me, my long runs vary. Could be as little as 6 and as much as 13, just depending on what I'm doing. So I'll take you through the week and how everything panned out and what's coming up. So looking at the calendar here, I've logged in 24.1 miles for the week with one more day to go. I've got about 3 miles tomorrow, so that should put me at 27 miles. A good week. Last week, I believe I had, was it 19? Yes, 19.7, which was, for me, more of a cutback week. I was looking to just shave a few miles off, which I did. So that was good after that race that we did on Sunday. So this week I've run 5 days. Tomorrow will mark 6. My week started off to easy run. Monday I did 3.7, kind of an odd distance, but got that in really easy. Tuesday is usually my speed day. Ran with a friend, like I mentioned before. We did just a 2 mile tempo when you just ran around the neighborhood. And I did that in 8:26 and 8:20. I was targeting about 8:30, give or take. So my average was 8:23. I felt really good. My legs in the beginning felt a little bit sluggish, and that's 2 days coming off of that hot and hard 5K race we did Sunday. So I'm quite happy with it. It was good. The first part of that tempo run, that first mile, the first half mile was a little bit downhill, but I knew that my legs were a little bit sluggish because I wasn't, going terribly fast, nor was I trying to. Just trying to stay within the boundaries or target of that 8:30. So 8:26 for the first mile, and then 8:20 on the second. So I was happy with it, and I felt good on an RPE, or as we call it, rate of perceived exertion. It felt like a 7, maybe a 6, 6.5, to be honest with you. So I'm happy with that. I don't want those tempos to get out of hand. They should make you feel like you're working, but when you're done, you shouldn't be hands on knees exhausted. You should be, feeling like you've done some work, but a little bit left in the tank. And what's really good news is with this crazy heat that we've had, July was just unbelievably hot. My body's acclimated. It usually takes me a couple of weeks to acclimate to heat. So I feel like I'm acclimated. I'm responding well. Um, and I'll take you through today's run, which was 9 miles. I mean, I felt good. I've been feeling pretty good throughout. So that's encouraging. And I'm hydrating well enough as well. A lot of my runs aren't that long in nature, really 3, 4, 5 miles, but it doesn't take long with this heat if you're not careful. So that was Tuesday was a tempo run. Wednesday was nice recovery, a 4 miler. That felt pretty good. I did that in 41:12, so 10:20 or so, 10:15. And then Thursday, again, ran with our friend Wendy, who lives in the neighborhood. She's been running a couple times with us, once or twice a week, and wanted to hop in. And actually, no, not hop in. Thursdays we always run. It's Tuesday sometimes she'd want to hop in. So Thursday has been either an easy day or maybe pick up a little bit. This past Thursday, I did 10 by 1 minute at 8 minute pace. So kind of targeting like a 5K pace. Go 1 minute at 8 minutes roughly, and then 1 minute easy recovery, and that felt pretty good. I was going a little bit quick at times, 7:36, 7:40, 7:44, and then a couple were a little bit slower, like 8:10, 8:15, 8:20. But it's really hard when you're running a minute to just kind of lock in, and I usually start out a little bit quick. But that one felt pretty good as well, and ran 3.5 miles for that entire set. So it was a little shorter day. And I had a couple strength training workouts. On Tuesday I did legs here at home with some of the weights I have, and then Thursday I did chest, shoulder, triceps at home as well. So nothing crazy. I don't really do strength training as much. I know I should work on that more, but I got it in, so I was happy about that. And then Friday, yesterday, typically is my rest day. I like to take Friday as a rest day, heading into the long run on Saturday, and then the easy or recovery run on Sunday, which leads me to my long run today. So I had 9 miles. Originally, I plotted out a route that had some hills, and then I thought about it, and I said, with the heat, running hills, I didn't want to kill myself. And coming off of a 5K, I thought, let's go more on flat ground and maybe work a little bit on some pacing. And so what I did was I took 2 pairs of shoes. I've got the New Balance Rebel V3, the blue apricot color. Looks purplish, but kind of cool. I just bought those a few weeks ago. I've worn them only once, and because I've got an older pair that I wear. And then I also brought my Endorphin Pros, which I've had for a couple years, and that's a carbon-plated shoe I've used for several races. I like it, but it can be a little bit hard on the feet. So my goal was, I drove down to this park and ride. It's kind of like a carpool area, with covered parking people use when they're carpooling for work, free to park. So I parked there, and I had a 4-mile loop that I was going to do. I started at 5:20 this morning, so it was a little bit dark, but the sun was coming up, 15-20 minutes. When I got to the car, which was just over 4 miles, I got a little bit of hydration in, and then I had a handheld water bottle that I had froze a little bit with Element, LMNT. It's a hydration drink, heavy on the salt, which is good for this time of the year when we sweat a lot. I've never had it before. My wife, who is an ambassador with the Feed, that does a lot of nutrition, sells nutrition products and supplements and such, they had a little sample pack. So we tried some out early in the week. One of them was like spicy habanero or mango habanero, which was not for me. Definitely not while training. and very heavy on the salt. I want to say it's about 600 milligrams of sodium. And the intent is to really give your body a lot of sodium during these hot summer months where you're losing more sweat and electrolytes, and so it replaces that you've lost. And I am more of a heavy sweater, so this is good for me to have. Um, we mixed the drink yesterday, and it was the watermelon salt, which actually isn't bad. You can definitely taste the watermelon and the salt. I mean, the salt is strong, but that's expected. So I froze. I got a handheld. I want to say it's 16 ounces, 16 or 20. I think it's 16. I froze a third of that last night. This morning, poured the rest into the bottle and had it in the car, ready to go after my 4 miles. So the 4 miles in the Rebel V3 shoes, I ran about 9:30 pace, which for me is like a nice steady run. It's a good run. I'm not pushing it hard. I'm not taking it too easy. When I got to the car, got the handheld bottle, and then I switched out my shoes to the Endorphin Pros. And then the goal was, let's get a couple miles. Like I wanted to run 3 miles, possibly 4 at half marathon pace. Now, what is half marathon pace? I'm sitting around like 8:45, maybe 8:48. So I wanted to try and run, 8:40, 8:45, and got out there and had a good start to the run. Just looking at my splits, my first mile came in at 8:42, then I did 8:43, 8:37, and 8:34. All on flat roads, which is great. This area that I run at, there's an outlet and like they call Wild Horse Casino. It's flat roads, wide open. A lot of triathletes go out there and ride their bikes, and runners as well. So I chose that. I felt good. I really did. I wasn't breathing hard. Well, it's 8:40 average is, I'm breathing, but I'm not exhausted like I'm working. It's really, I mean, the pace that I did was easier or slower than the tempo run I did on Tuesday. But the difference is I ran 4 miles today beforehand at 9:30, so that could theoretically tire me out a little bit. So it's good that I did it after that 4 mile set to see, how my body would react. First 2 miles went good. Then I said to myself, let's definitely get 3. If I get 4, great, and then we'll just do a cool down on the last mile to complete the 9 miles. And I did that. Everything went well. My heart rate was, the Garmin watches don't necessarily spit out accurate readings on the wrist, and I don't like to wear the heart rate strap, so you have to kind of take it with a grain of salt. I'm always checking with my carotid. I do that by taking the first 2 fingers, feeling where my carotid artery is, and I can feel the beat. I look at my watch, I count for 10 seconds, I multiply by 6, which gives me 1 minute, and whatever that time is, that's my heartbeat in a minute. Something that I've been able to do, even in some races. I just lock it in. I do that because every now and then I'll look at my watch, and my watch will say, like, I know I'm pushing hard. It'll say I'm at 119, which is very easy. And I might be running like an 8 minute, 7.5 minute pace. So I like to kind of gauge myself that way to see if the watch is accurate. In this case, the watch was pretty accurate. Went from 141 to 145. So about 143 was the average heart rate, and I don't know what my VO2 max is. If you take the old method of 220 minus your age, multiply that by percent, if you want to run at 80% heart rate, that'll give you that number. So based off of that, at least, it came out to like 85%, which actually it did feel like 85% today. So I think today was an accurate reflection of how I was feeling with the effort. So overall, I mean, I'm happy about it. I'm pleased where I'm at. Um, Looking ahead, Philadelphia half marathon training begins in 2 weeks from this Monday, and today was more or less a kind of a baseline setting, kind of see where I'm at, see how do I feel running at near half marathon pace. So based off of that, an average of about 8:38. What would that be? Let's take a quick look here. Um, if I were to run 8:38 pace for the race, what would my time be? 1:53:10. Okay. Um, Part of my goal initially here, and I'll hone it in, is I'd like to run in the low 150s. 152 would be good. And who knows, depending on how training goes, if I could break 150, I haven't done that in a while. I would be happy about that. But I mean, today was great. Today, the whole week, with the warm temperatures that we're still having, I think the body is responding well. I'm staying hydrated, and we just got to get through this heat wave. I think most of you watching, probably somewhere where it's fairly hot, unless you're in Australia, down south. Yeah, we're all going through this heat wave. But I think for us, at least here in Phoenix, we get through the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. By the time we get to the end of August, at least the morning low should drop a bit, and I don't know, maybe the humidity will start to dip away as well, and we'll be able to breathe easier. So anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching and listening to me ramble on, but a great week, and I'd love to hear where you're watching this from. Do you have any races this weekend or anything coming up? What are you training for? Love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching, and have yourself a great weekend, guys and gals. Take care. Bye.